Oftentimes when I tell people I'm a sister, they look at me like I have 20 heads, like, what do you mean you're a nun? And so it is, and I get a lot of nun jokes. This is the Treme Neighborhood. These were the homes of a lot of the first Black homeowners in our country. This here is Tubafat Square, and I've been the lawyer for this space for a while. A place where a lot of our Grammy Award-winning musicians from New Orleans have gathered. This is the Candlelight Lounge here, and I've been their attorney for a long time. This is the last standing live music venue in the Treme, which is where a lot of the local young Black musicians would get their first gigs before they started making it big and producing their records. I was born and raised in rural Georgia, was raised Methodist and then Southern Baptist, so I'm a convert to Catholicism. I converted as an adult here in New Orleans, and it was really meeting other Catholics who were living out the Gospels and living out the social justice teachings of the Catholic Church. All right, sounds good, Bertrand. Thank you. All right. All right, love you. Take care. 2604 LaSalle, I think you said? Okay, in 20 minutes, so it's gonna be like 3 p.m. I think a lot of what my ministry is something that we call community lawyering. It's about being radically available in the community when people need you the most. For me, being a sister is a way to do that because I have that availability. People in this community know that they can call me anytime.
She out there in the trenches now. She just not out here on the post. She out there where the get going now. And she's been faithful. She is dedicated.
My first vocation was to social justice. I wanted that work to be grounded in my prayer life and my spirituality, and desired community to do that with for the long haul. I was meeting sisters who were doing civil disobedience, and I was serving on their legal teams with some of my lawyer mentors. Saw how they were being a prophetic witness in the world, and saw how the vows of poverty, celibacy, and obedience gave them a radical availability to do things that our lay friends weren't able to do. He dropped out of school when he was in special ed in the 4th grade. He doesn't even have good enough health to go out into the yard, like outside, so he's in a cell all day long. One of my ministries for the past 14 years has been visiting those on death row in Louisiana and serving as a spiritual advisor. A spiritual advisor accompanies men to their executions and prepares them as much as one can for death, and it's one of the darkest places one can go into. A place of deep struggle and also a place of deep beauty. For example, one guy I visit, Chris, every day Chris takes the leftover food from his meal. He'll pinch off pieces and he'll put them through the cracks in his window in his cell. He'll feed the birds that come by. And so he has names for all the blackbirds, and he names them after the sisters who used to come visit him. And to hear him talk about, oh, Sister Julie came to visit me, Sister Pat came to visit me, it's a really beautiful thing to witness. Going to the Treme, we're going to St. Augustine Church, which is the first Black Catholic church in the United States, where free people of color, slaves, and white people all worship together under the same roof. It's also the church of Homer Plessy from Plessy versus Ferguson, and A.P. Turand, and a lot of other civil rights leaders. St. Augustine Church is significant for me because this is where I had a conversion experience, and where in my heart I felt called to convert to Catholicism, and where I had my first Catholic communion, and where a lot of sisters, the Ursulines, the Carmelites, and the Sisters of the Holy Family also prayed and ministered. I think women religious today have a role to play in society. The world needs more prophetic voices, and making vows of poverty, celibacy, and obedience in a society that values power, money, and sex is a radical thing to do. This is a vocation that invites us to love in a most radical and inclusive way everyone who needs love, and to be that loving presence in the world.
Hey, I'm Zach Davis from America Media. Did you like that last video? I thought you might have since you watched to the end. You should hit the subscribe button to your right to get more great content from America Media. That'll make sure you don't miss a thing. So hit subscribe, I'll see you there.